In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I made this Demon Slayer diorama. I got this picture frame right here. I bought this a couple years ago and saved it for later. And today is later because I want to build a diorama inside this frame. It's a thick frame so that I have a bit of space to work with. Alright, so now what I came up with. So that's the general design I came up with. So I would say let's start by making the terrain. Terrain layout done. Now let's say a bit of hot glue to fix the aluminum foil in place and put it together so that that doesn't happen. And now I just let it dry. I put on a really thin layer of plaster, so some of those areas are not covered that well down there, for example. But I will fix that with a bit of hole filler in the end, so that's not a big deal. But the thing is, when working with a picture frame like this one, I really have to make sure that I keep a low profile, because otherwise this just won't work out. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking maybe it's cool if I make the hill a bit thicker here, so that it comes down here and there. So maybe I'm just gonna do that, yeah. So now that I like what this looks like, I'm just gonna let it dry and start working on the figures. So for the figures, I need 3D models, and I know how to operate a 3D modeling software, but personally I'm more based in like CAD modeling and technical stuff, and not so much in like organic 3D modeling. So I just looked it up on printables, and I found this awesome Tanjiro figure right here. So that's what it looks like, yeah. Here's the 3D model. He's standing there, and I think this is a great model, a lot of details. It's made by Peter Farrell, so definitely check him out. And for the demon, I chose this one right here. I found it on Thingiverse. by Duke and Shadow. I think this one fits the Demon Slayer universe quite well, and it's also already looking up the hill, so like looking up the cliff, the hill at the prone Tanjiro. So I don't have to repose the demon, but for the Tanjiro, he's just standing there, and it's not running down the hill. So I threw him to Blender, I rigged him up, and I reposed him so that it looks like he's running down the hill. Yeah, I'm quite happy how that turned out. And now I have to export it as an STL and 3D print it.
So setting up the printer, I haven't used this thing in like years. I think that's it. Alright, print done. As you can see here, the sword is a bit bent, but I already have an idea how to fix that. There's a big screw. Careful. And putting it in there. Just like that. Alright. Supports removed and dried. And now just set up the curing process. Give them like 30 minutes. So it's the next day and the plaster is dry. But yesterday I walked by the table and I thought something is off. And then I realized I don't like this part up here. I want this to be flat here, so to be flat right here. So I'm just gonna cut it off.
Alright, so the base is dry, the figures are cured. Now just arrange them to see if I like it, and I really do. I have something in mind for up here, and for the demon. I thought there's something missing, but I have another idea how to make this thing even cooler. But first I have to spray the figures with white primer so that the paint will stick a bit better, and then I can also start working on the rocks and on the little surprise I came up with for the top of the mountain. So I want to make a little extra, and therefore I made this little plastic skeleton, which I now want to wrap in some bonsai wood in order to make the box Tanjiro carries on his back. Now on to painting the figures. Here I got some translucent resin from my resin 3D printer, and here I got some alcohol inks, and my idea is to use some of the red ink in order to make the resin red, and then give the demon the effect like he just ate someone, yeah, and make him look bloody. So I never did that before. Let's hope that it works. So here it is, the demon, and I think this blood effect turns out great. I really like it. Also put a bit of clear resin on the eyes so to make them look a bit more realistic, but I really like the blood effect I created here. And this technique was rather simple. Now that everything is done, I just have to put it together. I had a lot of fun building this project and I think it turned out really cool. If you think so too, then feel free to like, share and subscribe. Here videos, here go my channel, so have a nice day and see you soon.